Welcome to Pimpy's Investment Chat, where we keep investment talk simple. And here's your host, Pimpy.
What is going on out there, peeps? It looks like precious metals are on the move and in a big way. There's a couple of reasons why. We will get into that here in just a moment. Hey, folks, just a quick reminder that back in 2008 and 9, a lot of people lost all of their retirement savings in their 401ks and IRAs because they did not own gold and silver. Yeah, that's right. Gold and silver protects you from a market crash. So do yourself a favor. Protect your retirement by purchasing gold and silver. You can go to moneymetals.com, reach out to them, and they will help you set yourself up to protect you and your family from having to start all over from scratch. If you're a first-time buyer and you spend more than $100, use promo code Pimpy, P-I-M-P-Y, and they will send along with your order a free half ounce of silver. So folks, do yourself a favor, head on over to moneymetals.com and protect you and your family from a market crash, as well as inflation. And people are heading on over there because prices are going to start going up again. I told you right now is a good time to stock up on your stacks while the prices are low. How long is this climb going to happen? Not sure, but there's some interesting indicators out there that say that it's going to continue to run. So if you were waiting for it to rock bottom, this might be the time. So head on over to Money Metals Exchange. There's a lot of people preparing for a market crash, and that's part of the news that's causing them to run over to gold and silver. For those of you looking for my address, there it is right here. And you guys know I have an alternative website over here. We're going to be posting some interesting videos and interviews. It's all original. I hope you guys come over and check us out. So what is going on in the market? Well, the Dow's starting to slip a little bit, but that's not any reason for people to be running over to gold and silver. If you see gold and silver prices, you can see gold's up $35, almost to $1,800. Silver's above the $23 mark, almost up a whole whopping 75 cents, both running slightly. Cryptocurrencies, look, Bitcoin take a little bit of a hit, but it's still above the $56,000 mark. Nice, it's still steady up there. Ethereum was still running despite the fact that Bitcoin is going down. It looks like Ethereum has decided to join Bitcoin and going negative just slightly, not very much. 51 cents on Ethereum and $210 on Bitcoin. Those are drops in the buckets when it comes to their volatility swings. But you can see Cardano climbing still, despite the red that we see around it. Hex, man, almost 11.5% hit. XRP starting to finally run just a little bit, not much. It's up. Solana up. Polkadot up. Dogecoin moving. Shiba still continues to climb. It's doing good. It's interesting. So all the coins are up. Even Shiba's up 3.47%. XLM's up 12%. So people looking for XLM, Shiba coin, Dogecoin, there's a link down below in the description that says buy crypto here. If you're trying to buy XRP, go to the link down below that says Kucoin. Follow it. You could buy cryptocurrencies there. If you look at the 52-week average, we got Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, Hex, Solana, Polkadot, Luna, Avalanche, Shiba, all towards the high side of the 52-week average. These are the same names that we've been hearing now for quite some time. That should tell you what you need to know about what coins to be invested in. But I told you guys XLM was this a sleepy giant getting ready to take off, and it looks like it's making its move. There's an announcement I'm anticipating coming out, and I have not found it yet, but it's regarding XLM. So XLM, if you guys want to sleep in crypto, that could be on the move soon. XLM is it. Right now, it's on about 37 cents. It's up over 12% today. So pretty good run. But again, Shiba, I mean, like I said, if you put $100 on that bad boy and it's discretionary fund, just leave it alone and let it do its thing. If it gets anywhere near Dogecoin, you are sitting on a nice chunk of money. And we are anticipating cryptos running. So if cryptos are going to run, you know dang well Shiba's going to go along for the ride. If you look at silver prices for the day on the chart, it's getting up there. But this is an interesting ride that took place here. Was around 22.92, started to drop back down again. Lost about 40 cents and then all of a sudden took off. This is what the hour by hour looks like. Nice little climb. So from 22 $23.69 on up to $23.13. Let's hope that climb continues. So now is the time. And what could be causing that? Well, we got the Fed meeting. That's right, gold up ahead of the Fed meeting minutes. U.S. inflation data. They're just not going to tell you the truth about the inflation numbers. They're trying to claim that it's around 5%. That's wrong. It's at 12%. That is the real number. So when it gets to double digits, that's when you're supposed to be running out of riskier assets, like stocks, and putting it into sound money, which is like gold and silver. I've been making a suggestion to people that you take 25-30% of your IRA or 401k and move it into gold and silver while you can. If nothing happens, again, you still have the gold, silver there along with your stock. If a crash does happen, you could lose everything that you have into stock, but at least you're protected with the gold and silver that you have invested in. Gold was up on Wednesday morning in Asia, steadying ahead of the U.S. Federal Reserve's latest meeting minutes and inflation data. I don't know how anybody from overseas can trust what they're getting as far as inflation data. Both the minutes and the data will be analyzed for clues as the central bank's timeline for asset tapering. We know that's coming up. For those who don't know what that means, well, tapering down means the amount of money they're spending to artificially keep the market pumped up. They're going to start lower. So it's going to go from somewhere like 120 billion, maybe down to 110 billion. Who knows how much the drop is, but tapering is little by little. They're going to start lowering the amount of assisting they're doing to the market, or I should say artificially pumping, which means they might let that bad boy crash. Or what they might have found out is they cannot keep it afloat and it's inevitable. It's going to crash. Either way, let's see. Everybody has been talking about a crash in October, and we're almost halfway there. Inflationary pressures are lasting longer than expected. You mean this is not transitory? Is that what you're trying to say? Gee, I don't know how many people actually believe that it was transitory. According to the Fed Bank of Atlanta President Ralph Bostic, and it is inappropriate to describe the rise as transitory. Yeah, really inappropriate? You don't say. It's funny how you say that now, in hindsight, when you can't keep it from going up. Meanwhile, Vice President Richard Clardy has said that the conditions required for the Fed to begin asset tapering have all but been met. Chlamydia sounds like a sexual disease. Comments widen expectations that the Fed will begin asset tapering as scheduled in November 2021. Once they start tapering, you're going to see gold and silver take off. That's for dang sure. It's already happening now, just at the thought of it. With increasing inflationary pressures globally, markets are pricing aggressive interest rate hikes. Yeah, how are they going to get rid of the debt unless they raise the interest really high? So if you haven't refinanced your home by now and locked in one of these low rates, yeah, that bad boy is going to take off. Largely betting the monetary policy will be tightened sooner and at a faster rate than currently indicated. You don't say. The global economic recovery from the RONA is being disputed by ongoing supply chain snarling inflationary pressures, according to the International Monetary Fund, as it cut growth outlooks for the U.S. and other major industrial powers. Well, how look, we got a plethora of boats sitting off both coasts and nobody will let them in. You're using a RONA as an excuse. The U.S. JOLTS job opening indicates was 10.44 million in August, a record high and indicative of a tightening labor market. What you mean tightening labor market? There's 10 million job openings out there and you have 10 million people needing jobs? How hard is that to figure out? Open up the economy and stop putting these stupid RONA restrictions on them. We all know it's not real. Turn around and open up the economy and you would see one of the biggest jumps in the economy. In Asia Pacific, China will release trade data, including exports, imports, and trade balances later in the day. Inflation data, including the consumer and producer price index, are due Thursday, and other precious metals, silver and platinum, inched up 0.1%, while platinum inched down 0.1%. So everybody is jockeying and getting in position on the information that's getting ready to be released on the different markets around the world. So is this why gold and silver was being held down? Were these people preparing for this day? They know a crash is coming. Were they just holding down the price so they can stock up on it as much as possible? We're going to find out. Exclusive banks prepare to scrap LMA gold and silver contract, sources say. Really? A group of banks that partnered with the London Metal Exchange to launch gold and silver futures in 2017 is preparing to abandon the project after hoped for volume did not materialize. 3 sources with direct knowledge of the matter said. Such a move would end an attempt by the LMA, which dominates the industrial metals trading, to capture part of the London's bullion market, which is the world's largest, with gold worth 17 trillion changing hands last year. That's paper, not real. The LMA launched the contracts with partners including Goldman Sachs and Morgan Stanley, who agreed to promote trade in them in return for 50% of the revenues generated. The project's partners had hoped tightening regulations would push bullion trading in London away from over-the-counter deals between banks and brokers to exchanges, which regulators see as safer and more transparent. We're talking about the Basel III. But the biggest dealer, which includes JP Morgan and HSBC, shunned the contracts, and after Societe Generale, one of the LME's partners, closed most of its commodities business in 2019, trade and dwindled to nothing. So how's this going to have effect on the gold and silver market? We're going to find out. That just seems to me less people dealing in trade. If trading is going to slow down as far as paper trading, and more people are demanding physical possession of the gold metal, think supply and demand. Less people are going to have access to it. I anticipate gold and silver to run. We have been waiting for this. It's about dang time. IMF warns of the dangers of the financial system from disappearing crypto coins and the instability of the stablecoin. So what is the IMF worried about? You can see this already building up. They're building the case for tighter regulations or to get rid of it altogether. IMF warned countries about the risk that came from the growing crypto space in their report Tuesday. Although the point they're making is, a legitimate one. Here's what I'm talking about. More than 16,000 tokens have been listed on exchanges, but only around 9,000 exist today. There was a lot of coins that went up, snagged money, and just collapsed. There was no projects going on. They were just crap coins. At least Dogecoin and Shiba have the balls to come out and say, look, we're just meme coins. The fund said stablecoins were vulnerable to volatility and investors' runs despite being pegged to another asset. I don't know what they're talking about, volatility. Stable coins don't swing up and down, but about a few cents. So to me, this looks like all BS. Crypto people, chime in on this, would you? How realistic is that statement? Are we having a volatility swing in crypto stable coins? My thing was, I thought they were stuck around $1. So it's talking about volatility in stable coins. Here, it's $1. That's a stable coin right here. So what are you talking about volatility? It barely goes up 2 to 3 cents either way. Here's another stable coin. So when they say volatility in stable coins, I don't know what the heck they're talking about. The International Monetary Fund, who seems to be lying to people a lot about cryptos lately, has issued a warning about the growing risk in expanding cryptocurrency space, including fraud, excessive speculation, and potential runs of seemingly more stable assets. Yeah, that's the thing about the crypto market. That was one of my concerns. They can be volatile. There are huge swings. They can be manipulated. We've seen it happen. The fact that what they call whales own a bulk of all the coins, not leaving very many out for Joe public. Cryptos in all its forms, such as digital coins like Bitcoin and stable coins like the USDC, has been spreading around the globe. Nearly half of the world's central banks have looked into creating their own digital currencies, which would be centralized and be more secure than pure cryptocurrencies. Let me reword that. Central banks have looked into creating their own digital currency that they can control and manipulate you with. Investors' protection risk looms large for crypto assets and decentralized finance. And notice how they're going after decentralized. That's what we want, decentralized cryptocurrencies. We don't want any one entity to control the cryptocurrency. That is the goal of decentralized. And you can tell that is a concern of the central banks. Why? Because central banks want centralized. They're going to go ahead and pump lies into people going, hey, look, decentralized is dangerous. It's volatile. The boogeyman. Trust us. We manipulate. We'll watch over your money. We'll regulate it. It'll be centralized. Yay. No, that's what you don't want. We want decentralized. More than 16,000 tokens have been listed on various exchanges like Coinbase, Binance, and Kraken over time, but only around 9,000 exist today. Some of these tokens were purely speculative and impacted solely by social media trends. Yes, we know this. If you looked into it, we talk about a couple of them. Investors are likely to face losses from tokens ceasing to exist, something that is less common in regulated security market. Less common, but it happens. They're not saying does not happen. You notice that? Word magic. So again, what does it say? Likely to face losses from tokens ceasing to exist, something that is less common. It doesn't say something that does not happen. It says less common in a regulated securities market. Well, I would put my trust into decentralized cryptocurrencies before I trust the bankers and governments to stick their 2 cents into what the hell I'm doing. Some countries such as Argentina, Mexico, and Thailand have stopped exchanges from offering tokens that display particular characteristics, the report said. Around the world have stepped up their oversight on crypto markets. Yeah, because it's a threat to the banking industries, and the bankers control the governments around the world. So it looks like they're trying to put a clamp down again on cryptocurrencies, and they're using what they do best, fear-mongering, to scare people into losing faith in cryptocurrencies. I just don't trust the government, not the crypto market, but I am going to gamble on cryptocurrencies a little bit. I am expecting a run, but I'm trying to learn more and more about NFTs. Well, I know it's not cryptocurrencies, NFTs, as well as there are different types of strategies when it comes to investing into cryptocurrencies that I want to bring to you. That's really super important, and I look forward to doing it. Anyways, hit the thumbs up button. If you're not a subscriber, please do so, because when you do, helps out the channel, and I surely do appreciate it. Get your gold and silver. I'm out.